You are now listening to Mr. Z Blackneffect.
Fair use, fair use. Fair use, fair use.
You're a bad friend. You use her. Hold on. Let me break it down. You use her to make yourself look better so you can get all the boys. Because they ain't have no other option. It's two options. You're a fat bitch and then you got the skinny pretty girl. No, we're not doing that. Be a good friend. Take her to the gym. Shut up. Take her to the gym. Make her lose weight and I bet you she pulls more niggas than you. Facts. Now listen, you, the big girl, stop letting her use you. She's using you to make herself look better. That's what women do. They're fucking deep like that. Yeah, I know you're looking at her like, yeah, don't skip me. Don't skip me. Let me fucking talk. Lose some weight, you'll probably get some more dick. Right now, you're too big for dick. Too big for my dick. I got a baby dick. I probably wouldn't even get to your pussy. I'd probably just be fucking cheeks.
Would you live on a planet with all women?
Yes, immediately, right now.
Would you live on a planet with all women?
Yes.
Would you live on a planet with all women?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yes.
Of course.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
110%.
I am gay.
We don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
So yes.
Yes, I love women. Are they selling tickets?
I hate men.
Would you live on a planet with all men?
Hell no. Fuck no. Fuck no.
Definitely wouldn't.
No. Fuck no, bro. What the fuck are you talking about?
Hell fucking no. I mean, it'd be cool.
Gay.
Well, maybe 1 hour and I'd regret my decision. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do it.
Y'all gives you a second. And we're back. Continuing.
Because growing up, I was taught you need to be able to take care of yourself. You shouldn't depend on anybody. You definitely don't depend on a man. In my mid-30s, I hate living by myself. I hate it. I hate it.
This one says, I'm in my mid-30s and I hate being single and I hate living alone. You guys, I think this is a lot more common than we think. I actually want to applaud the women who are coming out and being honest because I think you got to stop with all the cap and stop trying to tell women that they have everything they need by themselves, unto themselves. They don't need anybody else. And that if they have the desire to have a romantic relationship, if they have a desire to expand their family and outside of themselves, that there's something wrong with them, like they're missing something, that they need to develop something else in their character, that they need to develop a deeper relationship with God, that there is something inherently wrong with them if they simply want to be in a relationship. And that's not true. It's just not true. I just need to start by acknowledging women who are coming out and just sharing their journey. There is nothing wrong with being sad that you are single. Like, there's literally nothing wrong with that.
I'm in my mid-30s and I struggle so much to connect with women who have partners that are providers. I know this about myself. There's a little envy in a way. I'm envious of them. And I struggle to empathize a lot of the time. So I really do.
She said, I am envious of women who have partners who are providers. Ooh, that's crazy. I think the really interesting thing about what goes on in culture today, right? So obviously we now have decades upon decades of in culture where it's obviously okay for women to be able to take care of themselves, to be able to have their own career. Like, women are very much liberated as far as being able to have access to the same jobs men do, being able to have access to credit, getting loans, having cars, getting houses, going to school, right? So in that sense, they're very much liberated and like literally don't have a need for men as far as their own economic or financial journey, not in the way that they needed it before. What that didn't take into account is the fact that like women who are now in these systems and these corporate systems are under a lot of stress. If you're working in the corporate world, if you're working nursing, if you're in the medical field, like if you're in any of these industries that were previously really only for men. Now women are in there, they're under the same amount of stress. They still have deadlines to reach. I think sometimes there are women now, fast forward, where the culture is now so used to a liberated woman. Marriage has declined and now women are feeling like they're in positions to where they literally have to take care of themselves financially. They don't have a husband, they don't have them, they don't have these things that previously when women weren't given access to those situations, they would have gotten from their husbands. The reason I'm saying that is because I very much feel like you have now women, particularly under this current economy, who even if they are able to maintain themselves financially, or if they're able to sustain themselves, they're feeling the pressure. They feel the brunt of that economic burden. They feel the heaviness. They might start to envy those women who appear as if they do not. Already a few seconds, and that's what I think is really interesting about this. She's letting you know that even those ladies who are, they're getting the bag or they've gotten the bag, they may be looking at ladies who aren't in that dynamic, who are in that scenario, and they're envious because they're like, damn, I wish I could rest of my femininity. I wish I had a man to take care of me. That's what's interesting about this.
It's literally just me. Like, I have to keep a roof over my head. I have to keep up with my health. I have to keep up with my happiness. I have to keep up with my dog. I know that's the first world problems, but just like all these things I'm doing by myself. And I know there are a lot of people out there that can relate. And which side note, there's something wrong with animal lovers. I know there's plenty of y'all who I'm sure are probably animal lovers, but I do notice sometimes women that I feel like sometimes who really want marriages and partners, kids, all of that, sometimes their dogs can become their way to kind of fill that void. Just a side note. Continue. As humans, we are not meant to be individual creatures. We haven't evolved past that. We are still meant to be communal, and we're meant to be in groups and herds and in packs. And so to be in your mid-30s doing all of this stuff, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. And it's so crazy when I think about it, because growing up, I was taught you need to be able to take care of yourself. You shouldn't depend on anybody. Definitely don't depend on a man. Like, that was a whole spiel that was ingrained over and over and over again. And I'm
yes.
Message.
Yes. If you are a Black American woman specifically, you heard this. You heard this from the women in your family. You heard this from your moms or your aunts or your nanas or your grandmas. You heard this from different generations who said, hey, get your own stuff. And oftentimes, if you had a grandmother, let's say she married when she was 20, she wishes that she could have had a time where she was doing things independently, and she may wished for a lifestyle outside of her marriage that she didn't like or that she was struggling with. She might try to preach to you the dream that she wished that she could have had, thinking that she's giving you a better outcome or better options. But I don't think anybody could have anticipated really what is going on today or exactly what those messages were going to produce. So she, like so many Black American women, grew up here, be independent, be self-sufficient. And there was such an emphasis on how to be self-sufficient and independent that sometimes I feel like there wasn't a lot of training on how to actually have a family. What does it mean to take care of a career, but also nurture a relationship with another person? What does it mean to build a family? What does it mean to have a community? Like, it was all so much about being a good worker that those other important aspects of our feminine journey were completely overlooked. In my opinion, just as there's training on a particular trade, or you go to school on learning ABCs and then math, and then like you learn all these basic things, like you still need to have basic understanding on how to work in a family. That also needs to be instilled. That needs to be imparted into you. And if it doesn't happen, then you get to a certain place and you figure out you don't have it, and you have to learn it yourself. But that can be complicated. That could be, I think, what is also going on in her case.
my 5th, 6th apartment in New York City by myself. And so that was the goal. That was always like, get your own space, take care of yourself. I'm gonna tell you right now, in my mid-30s, I hate living by myself. I hate it. I'm a communal person. I like being around people. I sleep better when I'm around people, whether it's my family, my close friends. I hate being by myself. And so I'm at this weird place where I'm just like, what do? I don't know. And I just know if I had a partner that was helping me balance out this stuff, I would free up so much mental and emotional capacity to accomplish and get done all of these things that I have constantly in my mind, these ideas. Like, I have so many ideas.
So you know what else she just touched upon that is never talked about, is never, ever talked about, but it's so key, is the emotional grounding that men provide women. When women are in healthy relationships with men, men emotionally ground them. There's this idea that women are doing all this emotional labor and trying to get men to connect with them, et cetera, et cetera. I don't think that's necessarily always the case. That might be if women are in relationships with certain kind of men, particularly if you're into like the F-boy type, but you want him to like be some like freaking, I don't know, Dr. Phil, you want him to be a therapist, but he's a D-boy, then it's like, well, yeah, he's going to be emotionally unavailable. Like, that's not who you chose. But if you're like in a relationship with like a healthy, well-grounded man, he's going to be an emotional foundation. And what she's alluding to without saying it is, to a certain extent, I think the kind of chaos that women experience when they don't have that. Even healthy women, even women who are balanced, like there's still an aspect of femininity that can be a bit chaotic, that can be a bit all over the place. You know, we usually have spaces and places and communities where there's journaling, like there's usually ways in which you can kind of channel that energy, if you will, and have it be balanced. But that's something that men do very well. And when that isn't there, then it can kind of create this sense of chaos, this sense of imbalance. Even if there's something that is really settled and controlled, and you have all of those tangible things, you have the apartment, you have the place, you even have the money, you're fine. It doesn't address the emotional needs and the emotional void that those relationships can bring. She's absolutely right when it comes to that. That's something money cannot buy for sure. Anyways, y'all, that's what I have. You can go and check out the rest of her video on her TikTok. But what do you think about this whole topic? I'm seeing this more and more of ladies coming out talking about how sad and single they are. For me, instead of judging them or saying there's something wrong with them, that they're mal-identified, that they're a pick-me, or like just too bad, I always think that that's the first step towards something better, because if you can at least acknowledge that what you were doing up to that point is no longer working, then you might be able to take the steps needed to change. So those are my thoughts. Anyways, y'all.
One thing really made me really upset. I saw a girl and the dude playing around, like flirting and stuff like that. And it's like, damn, do I look that bad for me not to have nobody flirting with me? Damn. It's like, half of it, I hate my life. All the dudes flirt with the other girls. Dudes really don't flirt with me, or am I... It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. I know, it's probably because the way I'm shaped.
Would you live on a planet with all women?
Yes, immediately, right now.
Would you live on a planet with all women?
Yes.
Would you live on a planet with all women?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yes.
Of course. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, 110%.
I am gay.
We don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
So yes. Yes, I love women. Are they selling tickets?
I hate men.
Would you live on a planet with all men?
Hell no. Fuck no. Fuck no.
Definitely wouldn't.
No. No. Fuck no, bro. What the fuck are you talking about?
Hell fucking no. I mean, it'd be cool.
Gay!
Well, maybe 1 hour and I'd regret my decision. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do it.
Personally, I am done with all women-centered events in 2025. The women empowerment brunches, lunches, the ladies' nights, I'm just gonna take a pause. Like, I need heard enough. I have my sisterhood. Of course, I'm open to making new friends, but there's other ways to do that and to spend my money. Like, where's the
Whatever reason, I'm just not allowed to experience love from another person. And yes, although, I don't have that, there are other areas of my life that are flourishing, like my YouTube channel and friendships, and it's giving me opportunity to pour into those friendships and pour into myself, which I think are equally as important. But I think people tend to forget that platonic love doesn't replace romantic love. And so as much as I am fulfilled by, my friendships and, relationships with my family and things like that, it still doesn't replace that desire that I have deep down for something more. And it's hard. It's a hard thing to suppress. It's a hard thing to put on the back burner, and not knowing how long I'm going to be in this season scares me a little bit. And it also scares me to know that it may not ever happen, that it may not ever happen. And so it's just like, I don't know. I don't even know if I'm making much sense in this video.
You know what I'm getting real sick and tired of? Being single. And I get it. It's going to be some people in the comments talking about, you don't need a man to validate you. You should be by yourself. You should use this time to work on you. Child, fuck you. Fuck you. I'm sick and I'm tired and I'm sick of being single. I'm trying to come home to somebody every night. I'm trying to get my booty rubbed on. I'm trying to put on a cute dress and some heels and go out to dinner. I'm trying to get a bill or two paid. Like, I don't need a companion, somebody to talk to. I don't give a fuck about no validation.
I am tired of the amount of gaslighting us single people have to go through. Because let's be honest, a lot of the things that our friends in relationships can get for free, we have to pay for. And there's no amount of self-love or therapy that can kind of circumvent the frustration that being single is very expensive. Because if, an example, I am sick, I don't have anyone who can cook for me. My friend can ask her boyfriend to cook for her. I have to DoorDash something. If I need help moving something in my house, I need to go find someone and pay that person to come over and move it. Well, my friend can just ask her partner. And all those things just add up. If you lose your job, you have someone who can help you with rent. If you are having like financial trouble or health trouble, you now need to like disclose that to your family or friends, which might be embarrassing, or you can tell your one husband or your wife to help you through that. It is so frustrating to have to go through so many things alone and make these really big decisions, hard decisions completely by myself. I have my friends, I have my family, I love them, I can lean on them, but maybe I don't want to tell them all about my finances. Maybe I don't want to have to over-explain my entire health condition to them. Maybe I just need someone to help me with a real quick task that I don't want to have to pay someone or wait for someone to drive across town to come help me. And it is so frustrating because we're told that, being single is great. And it's really great when compared to an unhealthy relationship. But being single is not always better than having a healthy relationship. Don't get me wrong, I am not going to go hop into a relationship with a man just so I can have someone. But I do think we need to be honest that being single, while it can be really great, is also very impractical sometimes.
Y'all want to come in my comments talking about male-centered, decenter men. You know who I'm decentering? You bitch. I'm decentering you bitch think that all women should think like you. I'm decentering you fake ass girl ass bitch. I am decentering you because you're the problem. For my life and my experiences, you have always been the problem.
Look at me, look at me. If you were single, if you were a single woman in Charlotte, North Carolina, look at me, okay? I was feeling great about myself. I was like, I'm a bad bitch. I'm single. I don't need no man. I actually really would love a man, and I do need a man. But just, this is what we say when we're single and we just want to, anyway.
Okay, I have one more thought that I have to get up as the sun is rising. Okay. Sometimes we lie to ourselves. And I've been doing that for quite some time now. And I am 32 this year. And it's almost the end of the year, so I'll be 33. And I'm just not about to go into 33 lying. So I'm going to be one of the first hard up type of women to admit that I want a man. I may actually need a man. That feels so disempowering sometimes to say in 2025. And people make you feel like, oh, you're weak. It's like, fuck it. I want a man. I don't necessarily... Yes.
Oh, another night going home alone. This single life is ass. And don't get under my post talk about some. Just focus on yourself. Love yourself. Date yourself. I don't want to hear that shit. I really don't. I'm tired of it. Stop trying to tell me to mask my desires for being with someone else, that I should just be with myself. I've been with myself. I'm always going to be with myself. Like, it's me and her to the end of time. Like, stop it. Like, after a long day of work, I just be wanting to lay down. I want to cuddle. I want to tell my man about my day. I just want to hug. Like, damn. Like, it don't even be about all the other stuff y'all be talking about. It just be the simple things that you miss the most. Like, that's really it. Like, it's not even like, it just be the simple things. That's all I'm going to say. So just be grateful if you got somebody and you got a hug today. Cause you know what?
I don't need no man. For your night.
That's a very pro-woman, amazing, like strong, independent woman. But might I add another angle? I would feel like, why the hell ain't no one trying to scoop me up to save my life? Am I ugly? Are they better looking than me? Like, why are they getting saved and I'm over here working, taking on extra shifts now because she got Richard Gere that came and scooped her up and now she got an easy life and now I got extra corns on my toes and my back hurts because no one's saving me. So you have a very positive attitude. I would have been a little bitter, like, why the fuck? Why not me? Why not? I don't want to be irresponsible. I'm sick of it. I'm tired of the goddamn cape. Somebody save me. I want to be Julia Roberts on Hollywood Boulevard in cheap shoes when some guy comes and saves me. I have worked hard since I was 14 and I had to pay. I'm sick of it, Erica.
I do understand.
I understand what you're saying. Classy and independent. It's thankless. I've been dating since the 1900s and 80 something, and I'm still single. I'm tired, Erica. You found your man. Don't hate. Let me live this. Let me vent. You're off the strip. I am still on it. I'm in the trenches, and it sucks. I'm sick of being independent. I fucking hate paying for my fucking Range Rover, my other car, my mortgage insurance, my freaking cell phone, computer, Wi-Fi. I am sick of it. I need some guy with bad health to jump on in and interrupt and say, let me take you off your shift. You've been working hard enough. So that's cute what she's doing. I'm not doing that. We are different. I am tired. I've proven myself, and it only impresses other women. She's like, oh, that's amazing. My friend's independent. These men don't care. Come and save me, some chic, minus the dookie. Just please come and save me. I'm tired. I'm tired, Erica. I don't want to do it no more. Where's my Melania? I want the Melania Trump plan. I'm sick. I've proven myself. Since 1988.
At 88.
I'm tired. I was 15 out of paper route.
Damn, that's a long time.
72 clients. 30-cent tip for some of you bastards in East Providence, Rhode Island on 2nd Street. I remember I gave you papers 7 days a week, and on Sunday you gave me a 30-cent tip. I'm tired. So I'm glad it worked out for you, but I'm not there.
Being a strong, independent woman since 1988 is a lot, Claudia.
Since Salt and Pepper came out.
That's a lot.
I'm tired.
Damn.
So yes.
Damn.
Excuse me if I'm a little frustrated. So I envy the girls that got taken off the pole, so to say.
Nobody said nothing about no damn pole.
But metaphorically.
Yeah, nobody said. What my point was, because here's the thing. The point was that this is a...
Take off the cape, Erica. We lost the election. We're not doing this anymore.
I'm not...
Soft life. Hookers are winning.
All about...
Hoes are winning. Hookers are in the White House again. First lady, if you will. I'm over it. No one cares. Nobody cares about independence anymore. But I respect it, but they don't.
I get it.
Would you live on a planet with all women?
Yes, immediately, right now.
Would you live on a planet with all women?
Yes.
Would you live on a planet with all women?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yes.
Of course. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. 110%. I am gay.
We don't care. Let me tell you. We don't care.
So yes. Yes, I love women. Are they selling tickets?
I hate men.
Would you live on a planet with all men?
Hell no. Fuck no. Fuck no. Definitely wouldn't.
No.
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 Fuck no, bro. What the fuck are you talking about?
Hell fucking no.
I mean, it'd be cool.
Gay.
Well, maybe 1 hour and I'd regret my decision. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do it.
All right, y'all. Stop torturing y'all. And Dwayne says, and thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Dwayne says, seeing, I know you meant to say seeing their comments on the second video in the description, man, the comments are crazy. So that's the video, the one Mr. Z just played. I really want to focus on that. Everything else was supporting videos for that right there. Men being interviewed, man on the street interviews, women being interviewed, men on the street interviews. Women being asked, would you be okay with living amongst nothing but women, a planet nothing but women? All the women say yes. All the men, minus a brother that was a little iffy, and then he said no. So all the men said no, because we're actually thinking about the intimacy part, the sex part, the cuddling part. Yeah. See, the women, the sisterhood, going to my title, suffering for the sisterhood. The sisterhood has raised these women. That's why I played the Shay Sade clip. Shout out to Shay Sade. Not just to not be reliant on men, but to low-key have contempt for men. Make sure you have an escape plan for whatever situation that is you're going to have with a man. Anything from pipe buddies all the way to marriage. Make sure you have an escape plan and you have escape money. Dwayne, I read through those comments also. Huh? I read through those comments also. And I saw the comment that you're mentioning. Where is that super chat? Where's the second one that you said? Oh, damn, there we go. And Dwayne says, and thank you for the super chat again. And he says, Z, that quote unquote, I don't need no man rhetoric backfires on men who are worthwhile because they are the ones who are told to fix the men they truly desire, run into the wall of women's desire for toxic men. Yes, but there was another comment. I want to say you put it, and thank you for the super chat. The second one, I want to say there's another comment you said. Was it you? I want to say it was you. Wait a minute, Dwayne. Let me make sure. Let's read through those comments. I can't find that other comment that you put down. I want to say it was you. You might have put it way earlier. It probably was early. Let me see. Wait a minute, everybody. Wait a minute. I'm reading through the comments, looking. God damn it, I can't find it. Okay, there we go. It was Grab Second Gear. And Grab Second Gear says, you should read the comments on the second IG clip. This chick said, even men hate men. 384,000 likes. This is insane. No, the women are staying true to the sisterhood. You think those women would really live on a planet with other women? You think black women really want to live on a planet with nothing but white women? You think white women want to live on a planet with nothing but other women? You think white women want to live on a planet with no men and black women? They're supposed to say that. They're supposed to say that. They're supposed to sell that to other women. What I just played for y'all were a bunch of pretty much black women that are essentially told to suffer in silence. I'm gonna play that Shay Sade clip again. Shout out to Shay Sade. Suffer in silence. Huh? The men thought about it. Do I really want to live on a planet with nothing but a bunch of dudes? Sweaty, smelly dudes. I mean, I like to chill with my partners, but do I really want to chill with nothing but men all day? I'm a grown ass man. I have urges. What the hell am I supposed to do with these urges? I'm not LGBTQ. See, the men are thinking like that. The women have been taught and socialized that every chance they get to spite men, to choose the bear, they're going to choose the bear every single time. Now, will they choose the bear for real? Huh? Or is that just talk? Spiteful talk. And that spiteful talk is, well, how your daughters end up suffering for the sisterhood. I wanted to say suffer in silence, but yeah, suffering for the sisterhood. All the clips I played were the women suffering for the sisterhood. And I'm going to modify this title after the stream, Suffering in Silence for the Sisterhood. That's exactly what the young lady that Shay Sade covered, that's what she was saying. Especially in the black community, especially concerning black women, that's how they're taught. By wayward black men and the masses of black women, just about all of them. Oops. And that comes at a cost. All the clips I played, that's the cost. Yeah. All the clips I played, that's the cost.
It'll cost you. It may cost you a little. It may cost you a lot. But it will cost you.
And that it will. Appreciate these women are lonely, they're single, they're sexually frustrated. And all the sisterhood has for them is decenter men talk. Get in touch with yourself. There's a pun in there. The ladies are telling you they're already in touch with themselves. They're tired of it. Huh? That's all the sisterhood has for them. Because the strength is in your loneliness. Just to spite the men, don't you know? The strength is in your loneliness. So the ladies go from sounding like this on Men on the Street interviews.
Would you live on a planet with all women?
Yes, immediately, right now.
Would you live on a planet with all women?
Yes.
Would you live on a planet with all women?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yes.
Of course. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
110%.
I am gay.
We don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
So yes. Yes, I love women. Are they selling tickets?
I hate men.
Would you live on a planet with all men?
So the ladies go from sounding like that to, well, shout out to Shay Sade, sounding like this.
Because growing up, I was taught you need to be able to take care of yourself. You shouldn't depend on anybody. You definitely don't depend on a man. In my mid-30s, I hate living by myself. I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah. Y'all notice it's a bunch of young women. Yeah, we have the clip from Claudia Jordan. It's a bunch of young women. These women are not 50 some odd, 60 some odd. All these women are maybe 30s, but definitely 20s and 30s. 20s and 30s. These were supposed to be the women that would go the distance giving men the middle finger. They're telling you they can't do it. These are the women that's supposed to go the distance giving young men the middle finger. They're in their 20s, barely 30 something, tell you, I can't do it. No. They're tapping out. They're not going to suffer for the sisterhood, not anymore anyway. The environment is becoming too crushing. Huh? Yeah. So Z, you played that, but then why did you play this?
You're a bad friend. You use her. Hold on, hold on, hold on. Let me break it down. You use her to make yourself look better so you can get all the boys. Because they ain't have no other option. It's two options. You're a fat bitch and then you got the skinny pretty girl. No, we're not doing that. Be a good friend. Take her to the gym. Shut up. Take her to the gym. Make her lose weight and I bet you she pulls more niggas than you. Facts. Now listen, you, the big girl, stop letting her use you. She's using you to make herself look better. That's what women do. They're fucking deep like that. Yeah, I know you're looking at her like, yeah, don't skip me. Don't skip me. Let me fucking talk. Lose some weight, you'll probably get some more dick. Right now, you're too big for dick. Too big for my dick. I got a baby dick. I probably wouldn't even get to your pussy. I'd probably just be fucking cheeks.
I need y'all to appreciate everything he said, including the profanity and the vulgar talk needed to be said. He needed to say it and he needed to say it just like that. That might be the best advice she ever got concerning men ever in her life. And even the light-skinned young lady wasn't too slim. She's not slim. But standing next to the darker skinned young lady she is. Huh? Suffering for the sisterhood. See, suffering for the sisterhood is how y'all go to the bar or y'all go to the club together and you the one holding the coats in the corner. Then you're going to get online and get on Chrissy's channel talking about colorism. I went to the bar with my girlfriend and all the guys were talking to her because she's light skinned. Huh? Gail Gabby said she was less big. You hear me? That's how y'all start getting to the colorism conversation because y'all don't want to admit that this is the play. Your light-skinned homegirls is pulling this on you. Like Gail Gabby said, your light-skinned homegirls are less big. Y'all go to the bar, y'all go to the club, y'all go to a kickback or whatever, and this happens. You homegirl holding the coats. Yeah. You're the loud, obnoxious one getting attention for being loud and obnoxious because that's the only attention you can get. Huh? But what you won't admit is that your light-skinned homegirl, you weigh 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 pounds more than she does. That's the part that you won't admit. And Grab Second Gear says, putting her on game. Exactly. And you see when she looked, the fact that it never registered to her that this is the play is frightening. The fact it never registered to her that this was the play until a man had to tell her straight up. Yeah, it was a bit funny. Yeah, it was comical. The fact she never appreciated this is the play. That's frightening. Telescope says using her quote unquote friend for contrast purposes. You see me? Because what does the light skinned homegirl have going for her? Lighter skin? She's not hideous, but she's not a looker. She aight. But how does that eye look next to the heavier, darker skinned black woman? Huh? And Dwayne says, and I'm going to get to your super chat, Raj. And Dwayne says, and thank you for the super chat, that is the epitome of the red pill for women. See, Dwayne, what you're saying is true, and this is why these folks don't want anyone over here. Let's be clear. It's not simply that they don't want black men in specific dealing with the red pill. They don't want no black manosphere. It's not just take their mics because of what we're saying to the men. It's take their mics because we're changing the environment millimeter by millimeter, right? They don't want the women to hear what we have to say either, because then we'll say stuff like this. Huh? They don't want the women, because you could see when it clicks in her mind and you could see her side-eye the other homegirl is like, wait a minute. Because how many women would ever tell her that? I'll wait. White, black, Latina, Asian, or otherwise. Stop, cut the crap. Nobody, if a woman would tell her, it would be a black woman. But what black woman would tell her? That's the question. In other words, no woman would ever tell her. It definitely wasn't going to come out of the mouth of a non-black man. It had to be a black man. Who else would tell her? Who else would tell her? And you know you just there to make her look better, right? The sisterhood doesn't want women to interact with red pill black men. Because you gonna mess around and red pill that young lady, that lady, and she gonna mess around and red pill her homegirls. And thank you for the super chat, Dwayne. Thank you for the super chat. Well, let's read Rogers' report super chat. He says, I don't think she's working enough. I think you talk about Claudia Jordan. She's a little too old not to be working more as an unmarried woman. And thank you for the super chat, Raj. Look, Claudia Jordan still is okay looking for her age. And yeah, this is the cost, right? And I'm sorry about my background, y'all. I can't really do anything about it for the next few minutes. But yeah, that Claudia Jordan, this is, you know, we've been knowing about Claudia Jordan for how long? 3 decades? 2.5 decades? Maybe we didn't know her name, but we've seen her in music videos, etc., etc. You know, wasn't she on The Price is Right? She had her radio show on the Foxhole back in the early 2000s. You know, she's been doing her thing, and she was on Fox Soul. You know, yeah, Claudia Jordan been doing her thing. Yeah, making money, huh? Claudia Jordan is rich auntie. She ain't born out of control like that, but yeah, Claudia Jordan is rich auntie. No man, no kids. Now in her mid-50s ish, complaining about the cost of life at her high level. Huh? At her high level. Yeah, y'all gives you a second. We gonna have to do something about this. Y'all gives you a second. Wait a minute. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. And we're back. My apologies, y'all. And let me read that comment from Gil Gami. Where did it go? And thank you for the super chat, Raj. Yeah, no, look. Claudia Jordan, I think, finds herself in an interesting position. I've said this before. Corey Holcomb had a conversation with her on the RMC when they used to occupy one of the studios at the RMC, and Corey Holcomb had this conversation with Claudia Jordan over a decade ago about how Claudia Jordan has to essentially reevaluate how she judged men and stop looking for necessarily beautiful men, and she already had bought rims for dudes before and all of that, right? I have it somewhere on the iPod somewhere because I saved that show. So Claudia Jordan been warned before by a man, and at the time Corey was married. Huh? She had fair warning. Well, and Gilgami says, women have no friends, only solitude decreasers. Ah, I say frenemies. I say frenemies. I don't know how many of them have friends going back decades. I say frenemies. That's what it looked like. Huh? Suffer for the Sisterhood is the name of today's stream, or tonight's stream, better yet. And all I played were women fronting that they would be okay living on a planet with other women. Okay, fine. Let's say we believe you. We don't even got to get into the math and the science of who's going to maintain the physical infrastructure because not enough women are in these critical careers. We don't even got to get into that because that's the easy part of the conversation. How long before women start beating up on each other? Ooh. Huh? How long before the sisterhood falls apart because you can no longer blame men for your problems because there's no men in sight? Huh? How long before y'all are tired of tongue work? Huh? How long are y'all before y'all are done with the tongue exercises? Uh-huh. It sounds nice. The same thing that circulated about the women who said, and I think it was like between the ages of 18 to 44, 40% of women saying they would leave the US. Yawn. And do what exactly? Pay for peen? Huh? All this sound nice. You know, the beauty of the era that we're living in is the environment is saying, oh, we gonna make you mean that. All that independence talk, all that boss girl talk, yeah, we gonna make you mean that. Huh? Ah, that's hysterical. And Share the Light says, broke back sisterhood. Hysterical. Oh yeah, you could kiss all of that goodbye. For the most part, the Melvin all around the room, yeah, that's gone. It's done. That's done. That's not gonna happen. Huh? I wanted to do this stream tonight to emphasize that the women are going to talk reckless. They're gonna talk that spiteful talk. I'll choose the bear over a man in a forest. I'd rather be on a planet with all women. Or would you be okay with being on a planet with all women? And all the women said yes. The men said no because, as you can see, the majority of men still haven't caught on to what the hell is actually going on here. That's all you see. Are the women saying, yes, they would be perfectly okay with being on a planet full of women, because of course they're going to say that. They've been raised and socialized and taught you don't go against the sisterhood, especially not publicly. The men, on the other hand, don't appreciate that this is supposed to be some type of fellowship and brotherhood going on. While the men complain about that goddamn divorce or that palimony or that child support. Goddamn. See, you didn't say alimony, you said palimony. I know. Huh? Ah. And for those of you that are just getting in, we covered a lot, but this is the video that we're really covering.
Would you live on a planet with all women?
Yes, immediately, right now.
Would you live on a planet with all women?
Yes.
Would you live on a planet with all women?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yes.
Of course. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
110%.
I am gay.
We don't care. Let me tell you something. We don't care.
So yes. Yes, I love women. Are they selling tickets? I hate men.
Would you live on a planet with all men?
Hell no. Fuck no. Fuck no. Definitely wouldn't.
No.
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 Fuck no, bro. What the fuck are you talking about?
Hell fucking no.
I mean, it'd be cool.
Gay.
Well, maybe 1 hour and I'd regret my decision. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do it.
The men are thinking about sex, intimacy, compassion. I said compassion. Being passionate with a woman. Mrs. Z over here saying compassionate, saying passionate. While the ladies, on the other hand, are thinking about the sisterhood and what you're not supposed to say. You can't go against the sisterhood when the cameras are on. You can't go against the sisterhood in public. Huh? And you're supposed to pretend like you have no sexual desires whatsoever. Huh? We'll go to base human desires. You're supposed to pretend like that don't exist. Huh? The men said no. The ladies said yes. Mr. Z is about telling y'all, remember their faces? Stay the hell away from every single one of those women that said yes. She lets you know that the sisterhood is more important than whatever situation y'all gonna have together. Huh? Good point. And Big Mo says, almost a fourth of black women are LGBTQ. So of course many of them would be okay with only women. Good point. Good point. Did Mrs. Z still have it up? Yes, I do. And there we go. And going to what Big Mo says, 23% of black women now identify as bisexual. Yeah. Huh? Black women don't have a choice. If you're not in a black man's program and we still live in America, then guess what that means for you? Could you get peened from a non-black man? Of course. Maybe a little situationship from a non-black man? Yeah. Non-black women, they not going. So guess what that means for you? If you're not in a black man's program, if you're not in a relationship with a black man, well, same-sex loving relationships it is. They don't have a choice. Look how often we're finding out, and that's what really keeps the DV rate for LGBTQ black women up there. They're cheating on each other with dudes. I say this all the time. It's not just the femme or the woman presenting woman, of course. They're cheating on each other with dudes. Don't even know if you want to call it cheating if there's no peen in the room. Huh? Big Mo, they don't have a choice in the matter. Black women that are not on a black man's program is Rose toy, situationship with a coworker, right? A way younger man knocking the cobwebs out, a way older man knocking the cobwebs out of any race or same-sex loving relationship. If you're not on a black man's program, then what else is there going to be? All that sound nice. All that will choose to be on a planet with nothing but women. Yeah, all that's a planet with nothing but women. The ladies gonna talk that. Of course they're gonna talk that. The sisterhood is always gonna stand for the sisterhood. And then you're gonna watch them split her off. The ones with money gonna be talking all that feminist crap and they go still get married on their ass. Huh? And that's the long and short of it, no pun. The sisterhood keeps playing fealty to the sisterhood, but the ones with some money and some connections and are white, obviously Asian too, or they gonna get married. They gonna still talk that crap, but they're going to get married and possibly stay married for a lifetime. Meanwhile, they sell all that feminist slop crap to everyday women. Shout out to the Roger Report. This is why he says you got to be held accountable for what you choose to believe in. So the sisterhood is saying how they're perfectly okay with living on a planet with other women, nothing but other women. Hey, sound nice, huh? Sound nice. I don't believe you, huh? Simply put, I don't believe you. And for this clip that Mr. Z kept on playing over and over again, now that wasn't a white woman. Excuse me, said that wrong. That wasn't a black woman. That gotta be a Freudian slip. That wasn't a black woman. Might as well be. For those of you who aren't catching what happened there, young lady ran up on a dude who's not facing her to either try to punch him or strike him in some type of fashion, and he ducks the punch, and she has so much force and momentum with it, she trips her own damn self. And y'all gives you a second with the background. I don't know what's going on. It's every single time. I promise y'all, I could be on another planet. Siren's gonna be somewhere, right? Could not hear sirens all day. Let Z start streaming. Continuing. He ducks the punch or the strike, and she falls on her ass, and then she proceeds to curse at him for her attempting to strike him and missing and hurting herself. Play it again for the people, Z. Might as well be the black community. That's what I just saw. That looks like the black community right there. That looks like the black community. Huh? If that is not an allegory for the black community, you tell me what is. Huh? Attempts to strike him, misses, harms oneself, and then proceeds to curse out the person that you tried to harm. Now, yeah, we don't have the context. We don't know what happened before, yada, yada, yada. Okay, yeah, whatever. Huh? This video is a perfect allegory of what's going on in the black community. Black women pop that crap. They're raised to be not truly independent because they're not, but they're raised to be single. They're raised to be antagonistic towards men, particularly black men, of course. They're raised to be sassy, rude, coarse, smug, particularly concerning black men, overly aggressive. And when there's a cost to that, which is eternal singleness, chronic singleness, then somehow it's black men's fault because now Jermaine has a Latina girlfriend. Now Jermaine has a white wife. Now Jermaine is making googly eyes with the South Asian nurse or doctor that he works with. I kept on playing that clip because that represents the black community to a T. Chef's kiss. That is chef kiss how much it represents the black community. Yep. How else does that represent the black community? Black and Latina women who never marry are the least wealthy in the U.S. Those people that claim colorism, featureism, texturism, all of that talk, and somehow put the onus of all of that on black men. The same people who say they don't care about the male gaze, particularly the black male gaze, G-A-Z-E, everyone. The same folks that say that, the same women, black women who say that, then have an issue with, well, their nephew Jermaine popping up to the family get-together with the Latina. Not appreciating it's this attitude that helped to cause your nephew to pop up to the get-together with the Latina. Exactly. And Dwayne says, but when you complain about this, we get sent to the no solution room. Look, you have to be held accountable for what you choose to believe in, as the Raj Report says. And I think the best way to do that for black women is to make them mean what they say. And how you do that is to leave them to their own devices. Pun intended on that one. Leave black women to their own devices. If they're so strong and independent, particularly in this environment, this Trumpian environment, make them mean that. If many of these women now answered this question, the man on the street interview, were black women, they wouldn't have a problem with an all-female planet. Make them mean that. Let them stay in the hood with nothing but black women. Wait, Z, that's already happening. Yeah, and there's nothing but poverty and instability there. Yeah. Yeah, let them keep on meeting that. Huh? Let them meet it. Make them meet it.
That's not fair! That is not fair!
Yeah, we know. We know. We know. Huh? The young lady that Shade played told you she was raised to be independent. Huh? And she tells you that she is jealous of seeing other women provided for. Ah, play it for the people, Z.
Because growing up, I was taught you need to be able to take care of yourself. You shouldn't depend on anybody. You definitely don't depend on a man. In my mid-30s, I hate living by myself. I hate it. I hate it.
This one says, I'm in my mid-30s and I hate being single and I hate living alone. You guys, I think this is a lot more common than we think. I actually want to applaud the women who are coming out and being honest, because I think we got to stop with all the cap and stop trying to tell women that they have everything they need by themselves, unto themselves. They don't need anybody else. And that if they have the desire to have a romantic relationship, if they have a desire to expand their family and outside of themselves, that there's something wrong with them, like they're missing something, that they need to develop something else in their character, that they need to develop a deeper relationship with God, that there is something inherently wrong with them if they simply want to be in a relationship. And that's not true. It's just not true. I just need to start by acknowledging women who are coming out and just sharing their journey. There is nothing wrong with being sad that you are single. Like, there's literally nothing wrong with that.
I'm in my mid-30s and I struggle so much to connect with women who have partners that are providers. I know this about myself. There's a level of envy in a way. I'm envious of them. And I struggle to empathize a lot of the time. So I really do.
She said, I am envious of women who have partners who are providers. Ooh, that's crazy. I think the really interesting thing about what goes on in culture today, right? So obviously you now have decades upon decades of in culture where it's obviously okay for women to be able to take care of themselves, to be able to have their own career. Like, women are very much liberated as far as being able to have access to the same jobs men do, being able to have access to credit, getting loans, having cars, getting houses, going to school, right? So in that sense, they're very much liberated and like literally don't have a need for men as far as their own economic or financial journey, not in the way that they needed it before. What that didn't take into account is the fact that like women who are now in these systems and these corporate systems are under a lot of stress. If you're working in the corporate world, if you're working in nursing, if you're in the medical field, like if you're in any of these industries that were previously really only for men, now women are in there, they're under the same amount of stress. They still have deadlines to reach. I think sometimes there are women now, fast forward, where the culture is now so used to a liberated woman, marriage has declined, and now women are feeling like they're in positions to where they literally have to take care of themselves financially. They don't have a husband, they don't have them, they don't have these things that previously when women weren't given access to those situations they would have gotten from their husbands. The reason I'm saying that is because I very much feel like you have now women, particularly under this current economy, who even if they are able to maintain themselves financially, or if they're able to sustain themselves, they're feeling the pressure. They feel the brunt of that economic burden. They feel the heaviness. They might start to envy those women who appear as if they do not. Already a few seconds, and that's what I think is really interesting about this. She's letting you know that even those ladies who are, they're getting the bag or they've gotten the bag, they may be looking at ladies who aren't in that dynamic, who are in that scenario, and they're envious because they're like, damn, I wish I could rest of my femininity. I wish I had a man to take care of me. That's what's interesting about this.
It's literally just me. Like, I have to keep a roof over my head. I have to keep up with my health. I have to keep up with my happiness. I have to keep up with my dog. I know that's first world problems, but just like all these things I'm doing by myself. And I know there are a lot of people out there that can relate. And which side note, there's something wrong with animal lovers. I know there's plenty of y'all who I'm sure are probably animal lovers, but I do know
that's the math, madam.
Women that I feel like sometimes who really want marriages and partners, kids, all of that. Sometimes their dogs can become their way to kind of feel like boys. Just a side note. Continue.
As humans, we are not meant to be individual creatures. We haven't evolved past that. We are still meant to be communal, and we're meant to be in groups and herds and in packs. And so to be in your mid-30s doing all of this stuff, it's exhausting. It's exhausting. And it's so crazy when I think about it, because growing up, I was taught you need to be able to take care of yourself. You shouldn't depend on anybody. You definitely don't depend on a man. Like, that was a whole spiel that was ingrained over and over and over. And I'm
yes, and yes. If you were a Black American woman specifically, you heard this. You heard this from the women in your family. You heard this from your moms or your aunts or your nanas or your grandmas. You heard this from different generations who said, hey, get your own stuff. And oftentimes, if you had a grandmother, let's say she married when she was 20, she wishes that she could have had a time where she was doing things independently, and she may wished for a lifestyle outside of her marriage that she didn't like or that she was struggling with. She might try to preach to you the dream that she wished that she could have had, thinking that she's...
It'll cost you. It may cost you a little. It may cost you a lot. But it will cost you.
Exactly. You were raised not to be relying on no man, to be independent and strong and whatnot, and you have to foot the bill of your life by your goddamn self. It sound nice. Oh, it sound nice. You have to foot the bill of your life by yourself. Now, it makes Z know never mind, except for one thing. Maybe not this young lady, but what you tend to find across this society, expressed on social media, but you find it across the society, is somehow the women are acting like we doing something to them. Why? Because we not subsidizing your mean, rude ass? Because way too many men are getting comfortable with their PlayStation and internet corn and their hobbies and chilling online with their friends? So that's the problem. Oh, and spicy language on the internet concerning women. Okay, yeah, that's it. Huh? See, Mr. Z wouldn't care if the women weren't such liars. If the women weren't such liars, don't let anybody forget that Mr. Z walked in the door reminding everyone that women's biggest issue, more often than not, it's not DV, it's not child support, it's none of that. It's who didn't desire them when they were children. God damn, Z. It's who didn't desire them when they were 14, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 years old. Huh? Ah, the women are running around this society acting like we're doing something to them. All the clips I played were of women who are single telling you the cost of single. Huh? The ladies are telling you the cost of single. I got you, Ben.
So where are the men? Where do y'all hang out? If you don't go to coffee...
I have been watching this colony of ants for maybe the last 30 minutes. I've even given them names, life stories. That's Barlamuccio. He's always been a loner. And if you sit and watch Barlamuccio for about 30 minutes, you'll notice, see, he just quick to pass off. He is his own ant. And notice how he's a lot bigger than a lot of the other ones as well. Oh, Barlamuccio, I will miss you, because I won't realize which one you are after this interaction.
And thus ended the tale of Barlamuccio. Good old Barlamuccio.
You know, we often hear what women would rather do than be around a man or average men or be around men in general. Dudes are really coming up with whole storylines for ants rather than be with insufferable a-hole women. And once again, shout out to Ben. And Ben says, and thank you for the super chat, play Barlamuccio's sub off the Ben Z, right? And I got to read this one right now. And Dwayne says, and thank you for the super chat. Once again, thank you for the super chat, Ben. I said Ben's. Ben. And Dwayne says, Z, have you ever noticed that when women make videos like this, they only ever focus on finances and not on companionship? Look, so BGS has a think piece of video where he says, leave them on the lot. Mr. Z turned around and said, send them back to the manufacturer. I think BGS might have said that also, actually. The reason why I say send them back to manufacturer, first let's describe who and what the manufacturer is. The manufacturer is Disney. The manufacturer is Chanel. Louis, Tesla, Lexus, Gucci, Birkin bags, which is Hermes, right? Mercedes Benz, BMW, huh? The manufacturer is Donald Trump, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton, Joe Biden, Ronald Reagan, Bush Jr., Bush Sr., huh? Viacom, which got bought out by another parent company, that's the manufacturer. So the manufacturer is the society, particularly elite white men, not just rich, but uber wealthy and influential. Huh? The manufacturer is Jeff Bezos. Huh? Your technocrats, your billionaires, your masters of the universe. What Mr. Z is saying is the women's minds belong to those men, mainly almost exclusively white men. So of course these Ayn Rand wannabe ass women focus on the finances. Of course they do. Now, when you put their back to the wall, and you used to see this with Kevin Samuels, is then they'll start doing the well. It's not all about the money, yawn. Stop it. But of course, it's the finances primarily, and she'll try to fit in where she could fit in until she could figure out how to take half that money on her way out the door. It'd be the funniest thing in the world to come across these supposed anti-capitalist women who the first thing they want to talk to a man about is finances. Their weird form of feminism. That's all Mr. Z says, patriarchy by feminist specifications. Because what else would it be? They're going to focus on finances over companionship because in her mind, she could get companionship from any man. Finances and a dude to pay for her, subsidize her at the worst, be paymaster extraordinaire and pay for everything at best. That's the ideal. Now, that's a different conversation. It's the finances because the women think that they're better than men, so they never actually interrogate their desires. Ooh. They never interrogate why they want what they want. All they know is that this is a symbol of success. This is a symbol that I made it. This shows that I'm better than other women. Huh? So then it's about the Benz G-Wagon and the Birkin bag and the house in a particular zip code, not because they actually care about the zip code and the house and the safety, but because of what the zip code represents. Huh? Sending the kids to a particular school. Do she really care about the kids' education? Maybe. Huh? The clothes, all of it. All of it for flex culture. We are social animals. That we are. It is true. Human beings are very status oriented. Anyone tell you otherwise is lying through their teeth. With that, you have a system who poured gasoline on those proclivities, who weaponize that part of human nature against human beings, particularly women. Huh? They weaponize it so they can capitalize off of it. Ramen. And I'm kind of annoyed I don't have the Disney clip up. This would be a perfect time to play it. But the women were targeted as girls. Mr. Z is in his late 30s. The women my age were targeted with lifestyle advertising since they were children. Shout out to the Raj Report. I'm going to read the super chat in a minute, Raj. As the Raj Report said this years ago. I don't know if he even remembers saying it. Psycho crack. They were targeted as children with this lifestyle crap. Don't feel bad for them because they're not going to let it go. Huh? And once again, Dwayne, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. And I'll read that in a minute, Ben. And the Roger Report says, I'm literally about to pay my own phone bill tonight by myself. Forgive me for not understanding why independent women have issues paying their own bills. They've made their own mountaintop. Raj, because she shouldn't be paying her own bills. You should be. Wait a minute, Raj. You should be while not being in a relationship with her. Huh? Y'all think it's beyond women or above them to have a man pay for something and not be getting nothing in return? What you think the friend zone is? Oops. Huh? Raj, of course, the women don't earn enough. I keep on saying this. Y'all should have never let me find out the median income is $43,000 a year. Median income in America is $43,000 a year. Average income is $64,000 a year. And that's for all of us as Americans combined. So if it's that for Americans, then what is it for black people in specific? Then black women in specific. If the median is 43,000, what is it for black women in specific? 35, 32,000? Raj, they can't afford their own life. They can't afford their own life. That's what it is. So of course they're complaining. Huh? But what they're really engaging in is this kind of do you see me begging? Somebody save me begging without actually saying it. Somebody save me from me begging. Yeah. It's real. Some of it is aggressive begging, some of it is sassy begging. It's begging all the same, true indeed. You gonna play the clip, Z? You know I am.
Niggas be so quick to let me take you on a trip. Let me take you on a trip. Pay a fucking bill. Pay a bill. Pay a goddamn bill.
Always begging. Damn.
Can we get on the phone? No, get on the phone with billing. Don't talk to me. Talk to billing.
She's struggling, y'all. Raj, that's what it is. That's why they're complaining. That's what it is, Raj. They don't got it like that. And then they'll even try to frame it like it's words of wisdom, like they try to look out for other women.
The only time having a boyfriend is worth it is when he is able to fully support you and pay all your bills. I said it, and I'll say it again. The only time a man who is your boyfriend, he's not your husband, if you're gonna be a girlfriend to someone, he needs to be paying all your bills. Otherwise, why is he there? What is his purpose? If he's not, he's just a boyfriend. Meaning if he leaves you, and a boyfriend is not a legal title. If he leaves you and promises you marriage, leaves you with nothing, you get nothing. But if he's paying all your bills, you're able to save money, you're able to invest into businesses that you want to do. If he leaves you, you're leaving with something else at the end of it.
I guess we're throwing love out the window. The only time having a girlfriend is worth it is if she's giving you bedroom fun whenever you want, cooking, cleaning, and shutting up, and knows how to Be a man's peace and not a burden.
Recall, I left the end of that because I wanted that brother to say that. Number one. Number two, that answers what you just said, Dwayne. That answers what you just said. It's it's transactional for them. It's about money for them because they don't got it like that. But they got to keep the dynamic up, the power dynamic in their minds up, where they don't need you for nothing. But here's the problem: they do need you. Notice I didn't even say want. I said they need you. I chose my words very wisely. I didn't say anything about want. The women literally need you. But that pride, though, huh? That pride, though. And the Raj report says, and thank you for the super chat, bills are for husbands, not boyfriends. But Raj, they try to cheat the system. You don't notice that they're not even saying stay-at-home wife anymore. They're saying stay-at-home girlfriend. They're trying to cheat the system. How much can she get from you without putting anything in? Okay, fine. How much can she get from you with putting as little as possible? You vested all the way. She not vested at all. If she is, she's vested very minimally. Patriarchy by feminist specifications, everyone. Raj, I agree with you. Bills are for husbands, not boyfriend. If your boyfriend is paying for stuff, that's charity. Huh? Once again, with that, they try to cheat the game. The ladies think we don't catch all the little slick moves they're making. Stay-at-home girlfriend. Cut it out. And homegirl is talking about pay a bill. That means that the dude is not even a boyfriend. That's some dude that she went on a date with or something like that. Let me take you on a trip. That means he want to take her out of town or something like that. We know for what. That means he's not even your boyfriend. She talking about pay a bill. Play it again, Z.
Niggas be so quick to let me take you on a trip. Let me take you on a trip. Pay a fucking bill. Pay a bill. Pay a goddamn bill.
Always begging. Damn.
Can we get on the phone? No, get on the phone with billing. Don't talk to me. Talk to billing.
The struggle is real, everyone. The struggle is real. The struggle is real. Yep. I think the Boondocks got something to say about it.
That's how it starts, you know. Taking bitches out to eat, meals and whatnot. Next thing you know, you wake up in a rest haven for hoes. A sanctuary for scandalous skeezers and stunts.
Just saying. Huh? Think Riley had a point there. Raj, they don't got it. They don't got it. They trying to cheat the game. They trying to cheat the game. Try like the meals and whatnot. For real. They try to cheat the game. It's all cheating the game. There's a reason. Let me play that clip. There's a reason why I keep on spamming this goddamn clip. Where is it? Here we go.
Shoot the messenger. Feminism told y'all be strong, independent, and alone. And y'all followed it to the grave. Y'all pushed all the good men away, called submission slavery, and think being difficult is cute. Now y'all 35 and tired, looking around like, oh, where the good men at? Sis, they moved on. Real men want peace, not problems in a lace front and a loud voice. Feminism sold y'all freedom, but they didn't mention the price. Loneliness.
They didn't mention the price, loneliness, but the other part of the price is poverty, struggle, not ever making it into the middle class. Crap, you might not even make it to the top of working class. Huh? The struggle is what you're left with. Submission and slavery and all what the young lady said, the struggle is what they're left with. Begging. Sassy begging, obligation begging. Huh? Smug begging, aggressive begging. It's all begging the same. True indeed. But when you obligation beg, what you're telling the man is it's his job to do. If you find me interesting, if you find me attractive, then you got to come out the pocket. But what she's not telling you is I'm struggling and I'm 3 and 4 days late on my cell phone bill. That's what she's not telling you. But she can't tell you that because it would disrupt the power dynamic. You would appreciate what this is. She needs you not to appreciate what this is. Can't do that. The Rush report says they'll be fine. You sound like AB. That's what AB Media would say. I got you, Raj. Raj is a Chicago cat, but I gotta play the brother out of New York. Harlem.
Hey, yo, hey, niggas get shot every day, B. You be aight, nigga. You tough, right?
Just saying. Look, I laugh at the situation, I don't laugh at the women. Because it's sad that they're so goddamn hard-headed. Right? And if this is what you choose to believe in, who am I to try to convince you otherwise? If you want to struggle, who am I to tell you otherwise? Huh? Who am I to tell you that maybe you don't want to be waiting for your grandma to pass you her car? Because your job sucks and you're not on no man's program. Huh? Who am I to tell you that maybe if you was on a man's program, then maybe you wouldn't be in that Roach Motel ass apartment you in? Huh? Who am I to tell you that maybe if you was on a man's program, you and your roommate wouldn't have synced up about that time of the month? Huh? Who am I to tell you that? If this is what the ladies decided to, this is the hill they're willing to die on, the middle finger up to the men for eternity, then so be it. Huh? And Dwayne says, Avon Prop Joe, and he says, quote, that's not how the game is played. You can do that. You can't do that. Look, the ladies really overplayed their hand. And I don't like to blame them only. That's probably where I deviate from a lot. If y'all think I leave the technocrats and the elite white men off the table, y'all got another thing coming. I don't like to blame. Look, they could all get it because it's not just the women. Huh? I'm about putting the smack down on them too, but it's not just the women. Because there's no way everyone sees what the decoupling of men and women in America has caused. And having a world where it's really only the top 25-ish% of folks getting and staying married, they're the ones who's living the American dream, and then everybody else out here struggling, scraping. And the wayward feminist ideas, the elite rich white men can afford, the elite rich white women could afford to have that thought process. Because when she leave her husband after 25 years of marriage, he ain't gonna die. He lost a house or two. She took a couple of cars. Huh? She took 3, 4, 5 mil out the door. She took 7 million out the door, but he's worth 20. Huh? She took 15 million out the door, but he's worth 35. That's a completely different world for everyday Americans, everyday black folks. So there's no way, huh, that these folks don't know what's going on. No, they designed it to be this way. So yeah, I don't simply just point and laugh at the women for what they going through. Yeah, you got to be held accountable for what you choose to believe in. At a certain point, I have no sympathy with that. Oh no, the elites. Oh no, there's no way I'm leaving them off the table. Huh? Ah, and Dwayne, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. So let me play that again. Give me a second, yo, so y'all can know when Mr. Z is responding. As a matter of fact, let me play this first because I don't think y'all saw this. Well, some of y'all who just got in, and then we'll play the main event.
You're a bad friend. You use her. Hold on. Let me break it down. You use her to make yourself look better so you can get all the boys. Because they ain't have no other option. It's two options. You're a fat bitch and then you got the skinny pretty girl. No, we're not doing that. Be a good friend. Take her to the gym. Shut up. Take her to the gym. Make her lose weight and I bet you she pulls more niggas than you. Facts. Now listen, you, the big girl, stop letting her use you. She's using you to make herself look better. That's what women do. They're fucking deep like that. Yeah, I know you're looking at her like, yeah, don't skip me. Don't skip me. Let me fucking talk. Lose some weight, you'll probably get some more dick. Right now, you're too big for dick. Too big for my dick. I got a baby dick. I probably wouldn't even get to your pussy. I'd probably just be fucking cheeks.
Shout out to Jay Moore. Jay Moore, like who? Look, brother, that brother sound like Jay Moore, like a mug. That conversation needed to happen. That brother needed to say that. And it needed to come from a man, a black man. No one else was ever going to say it. No one else. The sisterhood was never going to say anything to her. Other non-black men were never going to say anything to her. They was just going to let her be the heftier, darker skinned homegirl in the corner holding the coats, while light-skinned homegirl gets to act like she the baddest thing in the room. Oh, thank you, Caleb. Thank you, Caleb. Huh? I'll look his name up. I'll look his name up after the stream. Huh? I'm glad he said that to her. Do you not appreciate the play? Like I was saying earlier, do you not appreciate the play? You don't understand what you are? You're a prop. That's all you are, is a prop. You and the coat hanger are no different. And it's good that he said that to her. Now she could go reevaluate her life. And was somebody okay? Yeah, I read that earlier. Okay, no, I didn't read Ben's. And Ben says, and thank you for the super chat. I mean, the one I emailed you. Check the view count. Okay, give me a second, y'all. Give me a second, y'all. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. And we're back. Ben, I downloaded that video. I don't know where it is. It's somewhere in my saves. I'll play it. I'll play it probably next stream. I was meaning to put that thing up. Let's just say Balamucio's not on his own, everyone. Balamuccio is not on his own. I know which one you're talking about, Ben. It's saved somewhere in the phone. I'll get to it next stream. I'll play it next stream. I almost forgot what you were talking about until I was looking for it. I was like, what is he? Oh yeah, I did download that. It's somewhere in there. That's what she said. Anyway, I played that because somebody had to say it. Someone had to say it to her because no one else apparently in her circle was ever going to tell her what this dynamic was. And that's sad. Huh? And you can see he made a little bit of fun of himself. He kind of made it a little lighthearted, but he was being dead ass serious. Now, how long is that friendship gonna last from this point forward? That's a different conversation. Yeah. Continuing.
Would you live on a planet with all women?
Yes, immediately, right now.
Would you live on a planet with all women?
Yes.
Would you live on a planet with all women?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yes.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
110%. I am gay.
We don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
So yes. Yes, I love women. Are they selling tickets?
I hate men.
Would you live on a planet with all men?
Hell no. Fuck no. Fuck no. Definitely wouldn't.
No.
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 Fuck no, bro. What the fuck are you talking about?
Hell fucking no. I mean, it'd be cool.
Gay.
Well, maybe 1 hour and I'd regret my decision. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do it.
The sisterhood knows better than to go against the sisterhood. Definitely not in public. Definitely not man on the street interview. You ain't gonna catch them slipping that easily. Huh? And I said this earlier exactly. And Lion says those same women will be ready to knock each other off in a week. We know this. Huh? We know this. They were raised to pay fealty to the sisterhood, even if they don't really mean it. Even if they're really not about it. Huh? A planet full of women? Can women stand to be around women? A planet full of no men? No peen? Huh? It's not gonna happen. And there's not enough butch, masculine, male presenting women to make up for the lack of men. Huh? It sounds nice. I played that clip also to show you the extent that women are willing to go to sound like they're really about it. To sound like they're really about it. To sound like we so don't like men that we would be perfectly okay living on a planet with nothing but women. Cut the crap. Yawn. And Share the Light says even the studs are getting pregnant. Gothic said the realest thing the other day on his Instagram. It was a young lady that same what you're describing, young lady, male presenting, masculine presenting, pregnant. And he was like, yeah, because you're a tomboy. Because you're a tomboy. You're a woman who still likes getting peen. Exactly. So the studs getting pregnant, first, if we're really going to call a thing, this comes with negative liberty and black women not adhering to any rules. None. Not even in the LGBTQ world. They don't want to adhere to no norms or rules at all. I was watching something years ago after Kevin passed with women speaking about essentially witchcraft, voodoo, hoodoo, all type of, you know, spiritual work and all this stuff they say. And there's a license that you're supposed to obtain, you know, engaging in this type of thing. And women, black women, women wanted to get rid of the license. I'm like, wait a minute, well, okay. You said F Christianity because white baby Jesus and indoctrination and okay, fine. The religion of the colonizer, okay, all right. But then what you go to as some type of refuge, you don't want to adhere to their rules also? What the hell is wrong with you people? Ah, but Mr. Z already said what's wrong with them. They don't want to adhere to no rules or norms. Free ride in 21. Forever. Z, you talk about black women here. I said free white in 21 forever. Huh? The telescope says a stud still isn't gonna keep the mechanic or the HVAC dude from yep, ripping Keisha off. Exactly. There's a brother and I think I saved the clip. He's kind of catfishing the ladies and it's nothing but like, you know, studs, masculine presenting women, black women, and I guess they pop up to wherever they're supposed to meet. He get in contact with them online. They pop up where they're supposed to meet, and then they realize it's a dude, and he's just wherever he has the camera hidden or whoever's recording, and he's just showing their reaction. And a lot of them push him, a lot of them curse him out, a lot of them threaten to fight him, and et cetera, et cetera. All of that, and all the aggression. What's fascinating about that is men don't even move like that. Huh? Men don't, you're still, even as a masculine presenting woman, everything about you supposedly is coded male. Okay, cool. But you still get to hide behind being a woman. Because no matter what men are saying to each other, it's all bets are off once one man touches the other. It's all bets are off. So y'all can run up on him, and I'm telling, I'm mad I don't have it saved right now. But yeah, the I agree with Telescope on this. The Even the studs won't save you from being ripped off because the studs are still women at the end of the day. Yeah, and no matter how much they try, and no matter how low those pants sag, and no matter whether they have boxers on, and no matter how much they try to flatten their chest, at the end of the day, it's still a woman. And if you do anything to her, they're going to report it as she's a woman. Huh? I watched that clip, and the women were really pushing this dude. And a couple of them, you knew he one hit a quitter. He would have slept them. He would have slept them. And see, when as men, maybe there's a few women who could tell the physique of men, and maybe they go to the gym and they could tell. But as men, you already know. You're like, yep, that's not. I don't want no parts of that. I don't want nope. That's the one you have to shoot. And you'll see women physically assault men like that. Men like that. That if he decides to strike her back, even if you captain save him, what you gonna do? That's a real question. Ladies running up on the wrong dude, strike the wrong dude. Even if Captain Save-Em want to help you, what is he going to do? What is Captain Save-Em going to do when you strike Floyd Mayweather? What is he supposed to do? When you strike prime time Mike Tyson, what is he supposed to do? When you strike John Jones, what is the simpiest simp man on the planet? What is he supposed to do when you strike John Jones? Huh? Trill said nothing. Exactly. Exactly. What are we supposed to do with that? Huh? What is any man supposed to do with that? And Mr. DJ says, stop hate watching and hit the like button. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. Exactly. Thank you, Mr. DJ. Thank you, sir. You are a scholar and a gentleman. Huh? That's a real question for everyone, particularly the women. The women that like to get physical with men and not in the giggity way either. When you strike someone like primetime Mike Tyson, who can stop him? Huh? You strike a McGregor, you strike a Adesanya, you strike a huh? This is why we say keep your hands to yourself, ladies. Because even if there was a Captain Save-Em around, he can't do anything with Adesanya. And Adesanya is not even like a big dude. But who wants to have uh uh who wants to have a foot to the face? His ankle meets your temple. All you know is you picking yourself up off the floor after 30 seconds. Maybe a minute. All because you tried to save a woman who tried to strike him or who did strike him from the inevitable. Adesanya is 6'4", 185. I know he was tall. And then 185. I mean, he's not particularly overly bulky. Huh? 80% of guys can't fight. So what is Captain Save-Em gonna do with not even the top, not even the 20? You come across one of those rare gems, dude that can really fight. What is anybody supposed to do with that? Y'all took the way off tangent, but okay. Now, let's say that connected. Dude knows how to really fight. You know what this reminds me of? The Train in New York. The young lady slapped the back of the head of that Latino dude. He open palm slap her. And then y'all remember that there was a couple of guys that intervened? And he handled them too. Exactly. Anyone remember that? Now what? Huh? But anyway, back to the story at hand. And we're gonna end out in a minute. I played that so that everyone could appreciate the ladies are going to pay fealty to the sisterhood. They demand that others suffer for the sisterhood, suffer in silence, suffer in single, suffer in horny, suffer in solitude, suffer for the sisterhood. Huh? Suffer for the sisterhood. It's going to be a rough road for many in the upcoming years. It's going to be rough. Exactly, prodigies. Suffer and broke. Suffer and broke. And that's already happening. Right? No, Z is not ordering anything, everyone. It's the background. Suffer and broke. And that's gonna be a bit difficult for I know for a lot of black men to witness. Just remember, they gotta be accountable for what they choose to believe in. And what you said, prodigies, is backed up. It's not coming out of nowhere, right? The suffering broke is real. That's why I keep on. I bring this up like maybe at least once a stream. Black and Latina women who never married the least wealthy in the U.S. That's not Mr. Z begging black women to get on a black man's program. That is saying that's the consequence of not getting on a black man's program. We're documenting here. All the videos I play, the comments I read, is just documentation. So we wake up in 20 and 30 years, and as BGS said, the black community is now the community of color, the people of color community. No one can say that black men didn't give warning. No one can say there wasn't a black manosphere. No one can say any of that. We've done a pretty good job documenting the decline, the behavior, and the attitude of who people think black men should be with, that in a well-ordered society, black men would be with. We can't do anything with a group of people who have decided it's white man, gynocracy, or paymaster. And oftentimes, all three, if they could get it. If they could get it. And the Roger Report says, and thank you for the super chat. The Roger Report says, what are we supposed to do when she hits Mike Tyson? Duck. That's what we should do. Maybe even give a commentary about it. Look, if she hits, I knew Adesanya was tall. I didn't know he was that tall though, and definitely didn't know 185. If you have a 6'4" person that's 6'4" leg headed your way, a trained fighter, there's nothing you can do. And I agree with the Roger Report. You hit Mike Tyson, and Mike Tyson's on a warpath to get you back. Look, anyone who attempts to stop that physically is only going to be laid out next to you. There ain't no stopping Mike Tyson. There's no stopping Mike Tyson. You better go find John Jones or some goddamn MMA fighter, because at his time, trying to see what other boxer. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, that's it. For your average person, there's nothing you could do. Huh? It really isn't. Ron's killed me with that. Ron says, "What are we supposed to do when she hits Mike Tyson? Duck." That's that's what we're. That's what we. What am I saying? That's what we should do. Maybe even give commentary about it. Look, I don't know if I even want him to hear me speaking before he's like, "Oh, you think it's funny?" And thank you for the super chat, Raj. Thank you for the super chat. Exactly. Prodigy says, Z about to have 36 in a karate class. You Tabo. Shout out to Nas. Shout out to Nas. Now seriously. I'm gonna play the clip one more again. We go end out. That I wanted y'all to see, because I was like, oh, I can give commentary on this. I wanted y'all to see the ladies just talking crap, because let me tell you, most of them don't mean that. Some do. Most of them don't mean that. That would be a hellish world for them. A world with no men. And mind you, we're not bringing in any of the science. Who's going to maintain the physical infrastructure? Shout out to Sarge Willie Pete. We're not even going there with it. I'm making it as easy as possible. I'm only speaking about the emotional, sexual, physical element of it all. We're not even talking about the logistics. Huh? We're not even mentioning how little percent of women are in particular industries that would be able to even maintain a world with no men. Let we snap our fingers tomorrow, Thanos snap our fingers, and all men on planet Earth disappear. And it is literally just a planet full of women. We're not even speaking about certain critical industries that only 5% are women, 10%, 15% are women. Most of this stuff would fall in disarray. I don't even want to go there with it in the conversation, because then it makes the conversation too easy. Huh? We're not even going to mention what 90, 80 some odd percent of your firefighters are men. We're not going to mention what percentage of your police officers are men, and all of that stuff. Everything from your mechanics to even literally the warehouses, the car manufacturers, all of that stuff. Your construction workers. We're not even, it's too easy. I purposely stayed on the lighter side of the conversation, because once we start doing the math, all that complex financial instruments, all your CEOs, Wall Street, your tech guys, the tech bros, all of that. Huh? Who's sending your satellites into space so that you can have connection for your cell phone, all of that stuff. Yeah. Who's mining for your diamonds, who's drilling for your oil, who's all of it. Who's on the freighters that are back and forth from China and Indonesia. Huh? Who's creating the machines that create the machines that create the machines that create your phone chips and silicon chips, this and stop. Yeah. So it's too easy. It's too easy, everyone. Yeah. Hysterical, Saint Sir. Yeah, Mr. DJ says they're crashing out because men aren't approaching them and taking them out. Yeah, look, do girls have girls' night and maybe one of them buy a drink or two for the others? Yes, it happens. Are they buying out the bar? No. Are women spending buku money on their friends? No. They're not buying each other $1,000 purses, $1,000 shoes. Oh, how much was your oil change? Here, right? They're not doing that. So of course. And how many women are going to go out on a first date and drop a couple $100s? Huh? Y'all dated a couple of times. Y'all went out of town, but not out of state, out of town, but went out of town, got a hotel, all that stuff, right? And you spent 3, 4, $500, $700, $1,000. How many women are going to engage in that? Huh? So yeah, they're going to be crashing out because they're not being taken out. Huh? Yeah. Thank you for the comment, Mr. DJ. Oh, wait a minute. I did. Give me a second. I was told I missed one of your super chats, Raj. Which one? Okay, okay. And this is it. And the Roger report says, and thank you for the super chat. Most of them would be dead in a week if they had to live on a planet with no men. Who is even going to feed them? I didn't mention the farming, especially agro business pretty much everywhere. Huh? Yeah. Okay, fine. Who, who's going to hunt? Who's going to fish? We're not even going to talk about preparing the food. Who's going to go catch the food? Fine, ladies, you're going to learn how to cook. You're going to on the fly. Okay, cool. For argument's sake, cool. Who's going to catch the food? Huh? Or all of you going to turn vegetarian all of a sudden? Huh? I guess y'all be eating y'all house pets. Anyway. Huh? It wouldn't happen, y'all. It sound nice, and that's purposely why, well, up until now, I didn't go down the route of maintaining the physical infrastructure or, you know, as Ron said, feeding them. I purposely didn't go that route. I went the route of just the intimacy and the sex and the relationship aspect of it all. Because this part is easy. Everything would fall apart in a couple days. Hydroelectric generators, all of that stuff that's pretty much powered by men, maintained by men, built by men. And let's be very clear. This is what Z is saying. I argue we will find out. We already know. We will find out as this society has opened up for women to engage in any manner of things that they want to go to school for. We're going to find out, we already know, the women don't want to do it. They're going to be pushed to do it by feminists. They're going to be encouraged to do it, and they don't want to do it. Huh? Let's argue that even men don't want to do it. Men don't want to be on a boat going back and forth to China with nothing but containers on it, a container ship. But the men will do it, and the women won't. Fine, even for argument's sake, the men don't want to do it, the women don't want to do it, but the men will. Huh? But the men will. Huh? And that's the difference. And the Raj Report, thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. You know, he says, don't sweat it, Z. I will go down that route in a few days on my show. We did it once, we can do it again. Okay. Raj, let me know about that stream because I definitely want to be part of that stream. And I'm of the mind, and I say this often, I don't even do the women are incapable thing. I do think that there's certain extreme limits where clearly men are head and shoulders above women, some powerlifting stuff, all that stuff, right? The physicality, all that stuff. Cool. The running and who runs faster, all of it. I don't even get into that conversation. I'll make it as easy as humanly possible. The women don't want to do it. Forget what they're capable of. They don't want to do it, and no one can make them. That's why even though so many of these industries are wide the hell open, it's only 5% of the workforce is women. Huh? 10% of the workforce is women, maybe 15%, maybe. The women don't want to do it. Huh? You could give subsidies, hiring bonuses, whatever the hell. For women in specific, they don't want to do it. They're not scaling your building to clean your windows. They're not doing it. Huh? The men don't want to do it. The women don't want to do it. But the men will do it for his livelihood, for his family. He will. The women won't. Huh? You know, that's the argument to be made when the women say, well, when men leave the industry, the income goes down, and it's because we don't value traditionally female jobs. How many women want to scale a goddamn building and wipe the windows? Fine, the men don't want to do it either, but they will. Huh? Cleaning some of your sewers, all of that. Huh? Your trash collectors. Women know about these jobs. They know how much, you know, some of these blue collar jobs pay. They don't want to do it. It gets in the way of their idea of their femininity. Nothing wrong with that. Then stop complaining. Huh? Huh. And Big Mo says about 40% of women physicians may choose to go part-time or leave the medical field within 6 years of completing residency despite a doctor shortage. Look, our society has given this a pass. Who is Z to question it? Huh? If this is the route, you know, as Army said, we really got to do something about big women. Not big women as in size, everyone. Big women as the concept of this political social project of woman when it could be inept, incapable, but nobody want to say anything because then we're going to come off sexist and you might be hit with some type of lawsuit or HR or whatever the hell. Huh? Ah. So on that note, y'all, Mrs. Z said I was going to end it a minute ago. Look, we'll pause right there. Y'all have a great rest of your night. I wanted to play that clip for y'all, especially the one with the man on the street interview, just to show the how far the sisterhood is willing to go, and how many women, young women, are suffering, as my title says, suffering for the sisterhood. You know, I chuckle, I laugh, I giggle, but it is sad though. To Z, it is. Huh? The money, technology, all the conveniences, and what we have are technocrats and women who said, meh. Anyway, HF says I missed his super chat. Wait a minute. Before we end up. Okay. And okay. HF, you got me right before I end out. And HF says, come on, Z. We've seen what happens when women was stuck on an island with no men, a whole planet going the same way. Just pray for the meteor to come. I think some of them would be. And you're talking about Kevin used to refer to it. And yeah, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Right. I think also appreciating your limits. Mr. Z was supposed to end out. Appreciating your limits. And Mr. Z does. I appreciate my limits. Right? I appreciate my limits. I think the you go girl, you can do anything, you're capable of anything. The ladies are running into the cap of that. They're running into the market cap of that. If you don't appreciate your limitations, or if you don't appreciate the difference between men and women, and all you stress is the similarities, then you find yourself in this. And okay, fine. When you don't appreciate that none of you even had the training, huh? Like that, you don't even appreciate that none of you even have the training. So there's real simple stuff women could engage into. If they really wanted to, they could survive. But like none of y'all know how to, though. That's the point. Huh? Ah. Yeah. HF. Yeah. And on that note, HF says, you going to Art New Style stream later? Look, Mr. Z's supposed to end out. Z got work. Z got things to do. Right? Yeah, but I definitely wanted to end out on that. And we'll play that video one more again and we'll end out. All right, y'all. So we'll pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease, y'all. Have a great rest of y'all night. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content, for the love of God. Go touch some grass. Well, not right now. It's too late. And Mr. Z out. All right, everyone.
Would you live on a planet with all women?
Yes, immediately, right now.
Would you live on a planet with all women?
Yes.
Would you live on a planet with all women?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yes. Of course. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah? 110%. I am gay.
We don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
So yes. Yes, I love women. Are they selling tickets?
I hate men.
Would you live on a planet with all men?
Hell no. Fuck no. Fuck no. Definitely wouldn't.
No.
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 Fuck no, bro. What the fuck are you talking about?
Hell fucking no. I mean, it'd be cool.
Gay!
Well, maybe 1 hour and I'd regret my decision. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do it.
You are now listening to Mr. Z Blackneffect.